The Cascade Mountains have always called to me. Their majestic peaks, cloaked in mist and mystery, have a way of drawing you in, making you feel like you're part of something much larger than yourself. Even as a kid, I felt it. The allure of the mountains was irresistible. I remember my first hike, the way the air smelled so fresh and clean, the way the pine trees seemed to touch the sky. It was like stepping into another world, one where anything was possible. That pull towards the towering pines, the rugged peaks, the whispering silence of the wilderness. It was a call to adventure, to exploration, to discovery. Every trail was a new journey, every peak a new challenge. The mountains were my playground, my sanctuary, my home. It's where I feel most at home, most alive. There's a sense of peace that comes from being in the mountains, a feeling of being connected to the earth, to nature, to something timeless and eternal. It's a feeling that stays with you, long after you've left the trail behind. I grew up exploring the trails, learning the secrets hidden beneath the ferns and moss. Each step was a lesson, each discovery a story. The forest floor was a treasure trove of wonders, from the smallest insect to the largest tree. It was a world of endless fascination and beauty. The Cascades are in my blood, a part of me as much as my own heartbeat. They are more than just mountains. They are a part of my identity, a part of who I am. Every beat of my heart echoes with the rhythm of the mountains. Every breath I take is filled with their spirit. There's a particular spot, a hidden creek tucked away in the foothills, that holds a special place in my memory. It's a place of quiet beauty, where the water flows gently over the rocks, and the trees form a canopy overhead. It's a place where I can sit and listen to the sounds of nature and feel at peace. It's called Goblin Creek, a name whispered by locals and etched into weathered signs. The name itself is a mystery, a hint of the stories and legends that surround this place. It's a name that evokes a sense of wonder, of curiosity, of the unknown, a place of strange beauty and even stranger stories. Goblin Creek is a place where the past and present seem to merge, where the natural world and the world of imagination come together. It's a place that captures the essence of the Cascades, a place that will always be a part of me. Goblin Creek was my sanctuary. I spent countless hours there, fishing for trout, tracking deer, just existing in the quiet embrace of the woods. The creek was known for its picture rocks, smooth, flat stones that lined the banks, each one etched with strange, swirling patterns. Some folks said they were ancient Native American markings. Others claimed they were left by something else. I never put much stock in local lore, but there was an undeniable energy about the place. An atmosphere heavy with the weight of time. It was on one such trip, years ago, that I had an experience I couldn't explain, an encounter that still chills me to the bone. The sun was setting, casting long shadows through the trees. The forest was bathed in a warm golden light, and the air was filled with the sounds of nature winding down for the evening. Birds were chirping their final songs of the day, and the rustling of leaves created a soothing symphony. It was a moment of peace, a perfect end to a long day of hiking and exploring. I was packing up my gear, getting ready to head home, when I saw him. At first he was just a shadow among the trees, a fleeting glimpse that made me pause. I squinted, trying to make out more details, but he remained elusive, almost like a ghost. He was sitting on a fallen log by the creek, a lone figure silhouetted against the fading light. The creek's gentle babble was the only sound that accompanied the scene, adding to the surreal atmosphere. The way he sat there, so still and contemplative, made it seem like he was part of the landscape, an ancient spirit of the forest. He was dressed in clothes that seemed oddly out of place, like something you'd see in an old photograph. His attire was from another era, a time long past. It was as if he had stepped out of a history book and into the present day, bringing with him the weight of countless stories and experiences. A worn canvas jacket, a faded flannel shirt. These were not the clothes of a modern hiker or camper. They spoke of a different time, a different life. The fabric was frayed, the colors muted by years of wear and exposure to the elements. He had a thick beard and weary eyes that seemed to hold the weight of the world. His gaze was distant, as if he was lost in memories or thoughts too heavy to share. There was a sadness in his eyes, a deep, profound sorrow that spoke of loss and longing. Something about him felt familiar, though I couldn't place it. It was like a déjà vu, a fleeting sense that I had seen him before, perhaps in a dream or a forgotten memory. The feeling gnawed at me, urging me to approach him, to uncover the mystery of his presence. I called out to him, but he didn't seem to hear. My voice echoed through the trees, but he remained unmoved as if he was in a world of his own. I called again, louder this time, but there was no response. It was as if he was a statue frozen in time, just sat there staring into the flowing water. The creek seemed to hold his attention completely, its gentle flow a mirror to his thoughts. I wondered what he saw in those waters, what memories or visions they reflected back to him. When I got closer, he was gone, vanished without a trace. The log was empty, the creek continued its journey, and the forest was silent once more. It was as if he had never been there, a fleeting apparition that left me with more questions than answers. I stood there for a moment, trying to make sense of what I had seen, but the forest offered no clues. It was a mystery that would stay with me, a haunting memory of the man by the creek. 15 years passed. 15 years of city life, of noise and concrete and the constant grinding pressure of the daily grind. I hadn't thought about Goblin Creek in what felt like a lifetime. But then, something shifted. A deep longing for the wilderness, for the peace I'd found at Goblin Creek, welled up inside me. I knew I had to go back. The moment I stepped onto the familiar path, the scent of pine needles and damp earth filling my lungs, I felt a shiver run down my spine. It was like stepping back in time. Nothing had changed. And then I saw him. He was sitting on the same fallen log, in the exact same spot, as if no time had passed at all. The same worn clothes, the same weary eyes, but something was different. This time I recognized him. It was me, or rather, a younger me. He looked up as I approached, his eyes widening in surprise. I must have been a mirror image of him, 15 years older, etched with the lines of a life lived in the harsh glare of the city. We stared at each other, two versions of the same soul, separated by an impossible gulf of time. My mind raced, trying to make sense of the impossible. Had I gone mad? Was this some cruel trick of the mind? But deep down I knew, this was real. I remembered the encounter from all those years ago, the strange familiarity of the man by the creek. It was me, visiting myself from the future. But how? Why? The question swirled in my head, a dizzying vortex of confusion and disbelief. The younger me, still speechless, gestured towards the picture rocks lining the creek bed. I knew what he was thinking. Were these the key? Did these strange markings hold some secret about the nature of time itself? We spent the rest of that day together, two versions of the same person, trying to unravel the mystery. It was a surreal experience, like looking into a mirror that reflected not just my image but my very soul. We were both curious, both eager to understand how this had happened and what it meant for us. The air was filled with the sounds of nature, the gentle rustling of leaves, the distant call of a bird, and the soft murmur of the creek beside us. It was as if the world around us was holding its breath, waiting for us to uncover the secrets it held. We talked about our lives, our hopes, our fears. It was strange yet comforting to hear my own thoughts and dreams echoed back to me. We shared stories of our childhood, the moments that shaped us, the people who influenced us. We laughed at the same jokes, reminisced about the same memories, and found solace in the fact that we were not alone in our experiences. It was as if time had folded in on itself, bringing us together in this moment of shared understanding. He told me about his dreams of leaving the city, of escaping the hustle and bustle of urban life. He longed for the simplicity and tranquility of nature, a place where he could find peace and clarity. His eyes lit up as he spoke, and I could see the passion and determination in his gaze. It was a dream I had once held close to my heart, a dream that had driven me to this very spot, of finding peace in the wilderness. He spoke of the freedom he felt when surrounded by trees, the sense of belonging he experienced in the embrace of nature. It was a feeling I knew all too well, a feeling that had drawn me back to this place time and time again. The wilderness was not just a refuge, but a sanctuary, a place where we could both find solace and healing. Dreams I knew would one day lead him back to this very spot. It was as if our destinies were intertwined, bound by the same longing for peace and connection. I could see the future unfolding before us, a future where he would return to this place drawn by the same forces that had brought me here. It was a comforting thought, knowing that this place would continue to be a source of inspiration and renewal for both of us. As the sun began to set, casting the same long shadows as it had all those years ago, I felt a sense of déjà vu. The golden light filtered through the trees, creating a magical atmosphere that seemed to transcend time. It was a moment of perfect stillness, a moment where the past and present converged, and I felt a deep connection to the world around me. The beauty of the sunset was a reminder of the cyclical nature of time, a reminder that every ending was also a new beginning. I felt a strange sense of peace settle over me. It was as if the weight of the world had been lifted from my shoulders and I could finally breathe freely. The worries and uncertainties that had plagued me seemed to melt away, replaced by a profound sense of calm and acceptance. In that moment, I realized that I didn't need to have all the answers. It was enough to simply be present, to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the world around me. I didn't have the answers, but that was okay. Life was full of mysteries, and sometimes the journey was more important than the destination. I knew that I would continue to seek understanding, to explore the depths of my own soul, and to embrace the unknown with an open heart. The questions that remained unanswered were not a burden but a source of inspiration, a reminder that there was always more to discover. But I knew I wasn't alone. In this vast and mysterious world, I had found a kindred spirit, someone who shared my dreams and fears, someone who understood me in a way that no one else could. Our encounter had been brief, but it had left a lasting impact on my heart. I knew that no matter where life took us, we would always be connected by this moment, by the bond we had forged in the heart of the wilderness. Time, it seemed, was not a straight line, but a circle, twisting and turning back on itself. It was a concept that was both comforting and disorienting, a reminder that the past, present, and future were all interconnected. The creek beside us seemed to mirror this idea, its winding path a symbol of the ever-changing nature of time. As I watched the water flow, I felt a sense of awe and wonder, a realization that time was not something to be feared but embraced. And somehow, in this place at Goblin Creek, the boundaries had blurred. It was as if the fabric of reality had been stretched thin, allowing us to glimpse the deeper truths that lay beneath the surface. The creek, the trees, the very air around us seemed to hum with a hidden energy, a reminder that there was more to the world than what we could see with our eyes. It was a place of magic and mystery, a place where anything was possible. I left him sitting on the log, watching the last rays of sunlight fade behind the trees. It was a bittersweet moment, knowing that our time together was coming to an end, but I also felt a sense of hope, a belief that we would meet again, that our paths would cross once more. As I walked away, I took one last look at the creek, the place where our journey had begun, and I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the experience we had shared. I knew I couldn't stay, couldn't interfere. Our encounter had been a gift, a moment of clarity and connection, but it was not meant to last. I had to let go, to trust that the future would unfold as it was meant to. As I walked away, I felt a sense of resolve, a determination to carry the lessons I had learned with me, to honor the bond we had forged, and to continue my journey with an open heart. But I carried the memory of our encounter with me, a secret tucked away in the deepest corner of my heart. It was a memory that would guide me, inspire me, and remind me of the beauty and mystery of life. As I walked through the forest, I felt a sense of peace and purpose, a belief that I was exactly where I was meant to be. The nature of time, I realized, was not something to be understood, but something to be experienced, cherished, and embraced. I haven't been back to Goblin Creek since that day. I don't know if I could face it. The experience changed me, shifted something fundamental in my understanding of the world. Time, I realized, was not something to be taken for granted. It was fluid, malleable, perhaps even conscious. And maybe, just maybe, there were places where the barriers between past, present, and future thinned. Places where the impossible could bleed through. The memory of that encounter, of seeing myself through the veil of time, haunts me still. It's a reminder that there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in our philosophies. I've kept this story to myself for a long time, but something tells me I need to share it. Maybe someone out there has had a similar experience. Maybe someone can offer an explanation for what happened at Goblin Creek. So, Reddit, I ask you, have you ever encountered yourself? Have you ever felt the boundaries of time thin, felt the past reach out and touch the present? I need to know I'm not alone.